Well, the stage is set for what promises to be an enthralling contest in the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship for the 2020 edition. 11 countries have descended here at Port Elizabeth, all in hopes to make sure that they qualify for the African Cup of Nations Under-20 that will be held out in Mauritania, and before that to lift the prestigious trophy in the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship. Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for joining us. We're coming to you live from the Wolfson Stadium as we're going to have two clashes here, both in Group B, but we will have another clash that will be kicking off in Galvindale, and that will be a fixture that will be based in Group C as we look at how things stand as far as the current standings of the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship. Yesterday, we did have two fixtures, both from Group A. We start with that Group A, and that's where you find the likes of Mozambique, South Africa, Zimbabwe, as well as Lesotho. When we look at Group B, that's where you see all of the teams that will be in action here at the Wolfson Stadium. You find the Comoros, Malawi, Namibia, as well as the defending champion and a team that has won it more than any other team in Zambia. Group C, three teams from the 11, and that's where you find Angola, Botswana, and Eswatini. Well, the two of the teams in a Group C will be out in action at the Galvindale Stadium. So exciting times as far as the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship is concerned. Let's look at the results in terms of what transpired yesterday from the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship. We did kick off with Mozambique up against Lesotho. It was a solitary goal that won it for Mozambique, with the scoreline ending at 1-0, and later on it was the two neighbors in South Africa as well as Zimbabwe 2-2 action that we saw here, a draw where South Africa had to pull themselves into getting their draw on both occasions, having to fight their way into the game. It was Amachita that got the draw up against the Young Warriors, with Mozambique now leading the current group as they were able to get the victory up against Lesotho. The two coaches here standing from two different spectrums as far as the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship is concerned. For Coach Patrick, for him, it is his very first assignment with the national side. Well, for Coach Francois, it's all about trying to assert themselves in this competition. Let's hear from both coaches. Coach, your first assignment at the helm of the Under-20 for the Malawian side. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. Looking forward to see the boys performing and to show what they're capable of.
And what a time to take over when you have the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship also doubling up as a zonal qualifier for the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, these games, they will make us easier to get to AFCON, automatically qualified. So I think it's very important. We have to take very, very serious with each and every game that we play, starting from now.
How has it been like working with these young crop of players and trying to plan around how it is that the team will play going forward?
Look, it was not easy because we're coming from pandemic, and I think we need to do as possible as we can to get them to condition. We try to get fitness out of them, but I think there's no excuse. We need to do better. But I think they also responded well, and I think they're in a good way to go.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Coach, the type of pressure that goes into these types of games, especially when you look at the overall goal being qualifying for Mauritania.
Monsieur l'entraîneur, la pression qui vient dans ces tournois comme ça là, et surtout aussi la qualification pour aller à la Coupe d'Afrique des juniors.
Merci. Je crois que toutes les équipes qui sont venues ici pour participer sont venues pour décrocher une qualification, certes. Mais parmi l'équipe du Comores, on est venu en chercher.
Thank you very much for your question. Amongst all the teams that come here in this tournament, we believe that everyone came here for a purpose to be qualified. But with Comoros, we believe that we're gonna leave a good mark on this tournament.
Let's look at today's game up against Malawi. What is the coach looking to see within the team, and especially because of the training regime and everything that has been happening during the COVID-19 pandemic?
À propos des matchs d'aujourd'hui là, qu'est-ce que vous voulez voir dans ton équipe par rapport à des entraînements que vous avez faits?
Bon, je crois que je connais l'équipe de Malawi parce que j'ai joué avec eux l'année dernière à la Zambie, sauf s'ils ont changé des joueurs, mais je crois que je connais la culture de football de Malawi, donc c'est pour cela que je me suis préparé pour faire face à cette équipe. Oui, j'ai de leur respect, je respecte leur football, mais il faut aussi en respecter la nôtre. On est venu pour faire face, on est venu pour se venger du score fleuve qui a été surgi l'année dernière. Donc je crois qu'avec les joueurs que j'ai amenés ici, ils vont faire quelque chose par rapport à celle de l'équipe dernière.
Yeah, I believe that with Malawi, it's not the first time that I faced them. I've known them already. And according to what we did, we prepare accordingly. We respect them as well, as we also need to be respected, because if they just look at us as a whooping boys, then they will be shocked. So coming to my team, the way we prepare, I believe that we leave a good mark in this tournament.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous.
3 fixtures that will be making their way to you today as far as what will be transpiring here at the Wolfson Stadium. Also 1 fixture that will be happening at Galvindale. Well, up here first we have Malawi up against the Comoros, and later on it is the defending champions that will want to continue on in their throne up against Namibia. And kicking off at the same time will be Angola against Eswatini. Well, our super voice for today, we do have Motlogeleng Kininda. They'll be telling all of the story.
It's all about Malawi versus Comoros trying to redeem themselves in this prestigious COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship. Well, we are here at the Nelson Mandela Municipality, and they've been hosting us quite well so far. So we are just going to say welcome if you are at home. And we say to you, 2 teams that have been trying to find themselves, trying to find their feet in this prestigious event. However, immaculate pitch that is going to just welcome these young stars in South Africa. And looking at the weather conditions, 19 degrees and humidity at 63, speed kilometer of the wind as 21 kilometers. Not a bad wind speed, of course, because most of the time you'd want the players to keep the ball on the ground, making sure that they pass one another, they find the final third. Now, it's all about redeeming yourself. If you picked up from the coaches' interviews with Lerato Pago, the only thing that I could pick up was believe, and keep on believing, youngsters, that one day you will find yourself playing the final. It could be this year for this young side from Malawi. I mean, they did not participate in 2013 and 2016. They made group stages, 17 group stages, 18 and 19 they still made group stages. So they come back here with the same mandate to try and get to the finals. Now, Malawian side, which is familiar with this tournament and traveling with the tournament very well, so they're yet to see or to deliver for us. Well, after such an extravagant national anthem, you know very well that there is no turning back for the Comoros side. They in it to win it. Now, look at the match officials there with a lady in between and a referee with Hamelila Matthews. Now, first assistant as well will be there. Now, side which wants to find themselves advancing to better stages for after waiting such a long time without being a part of this event that has grown so much to just unearth a large number of footballers around Africa. And you can tell that Malawian side are not going to hold back with Patrick Mabedi setting a 4-4-2 system, wanting to find himself scoring with the striker number 10, Obri Maloya, and Zizwe Hanja. I must say that we might find ourselves biting our tongues. However, this is the Comoros squad. Mohamed Kamardine Fahad Yassin will be the captain of the side. Franchos Ali issuing a good squad to take on the Malawian side. We know what comes with being a part of this prestigious event. Now, an event that is not just only here, an event that will help you qualify, an event that will help you advance to the next stages. A man who's quite familiar with the South African surroundings, that is Coach Patrick Mabedi, and his first attempt in the coaching the under-20, and now he's up against Franchos Ali, a man that has also assembled a squad in Comoros, just outside Mozambique. Well, people that live on islands, people that live on the beach most of the time. So the Comoros side knows very well what kind of wind speed is this, and they are somehow acclimatized now. That is Yassin, the captain for the day, to try and usher his team to the next stage. Maybe winning their game would be best. Now there's another captain, Haji Wali, El Capitano, with a Dennis Slaughter hairstyle there. If you know Dennis Slaughter, you would know that he used to have such a hairstyle. Now, formalities are out of the way, and the ref is on standby to kick us off in this encounter between Malawi and Comoros. Now, every system in any player's body should be generated, should be warm enough for COSAFA Under 20 Youth Championship. Third game, it is Malawi versus the Comoros. Now, Comoros already just pushing themselves, trying to get an early goal. Cross is put in, but Malawi on the side says it's too early. Let's rather get out of our box and start over. And we hope to see a plenty of counter attack. See a number of goals increasing. Maybe between the match played here and the match played at Galvin Dale Stadium, we'll then see the number of goals, maybe pointing out a top goal scorer. It's interesting to be a top goal scorer. It's your first game or the second game of the tournament. Now El Capitano Haji Wali patiently finding Innocent Shema. I say Haji Wali's got a deep bone, or structured man. Miss kick it by Obri Maloya. You know, if you hear the word Maloya in South Africa, you'll be familiar with the greatest Kwaito star, former. Let's not say former, because the Kwaito star never retires in South Africa, do they? Well, you know, Mdu Masilela, I think Coach Patrick Mabedi will be familiar with that song, because during his playing times, they used to jam to that song in Ekushesh. Oh, you've got Comoros trying to catch people on a break. That is Malawi. quickly playing it behind the keeper. And here's that man, Hastings Banda. Now, Malawi on the front foot here, finding that man Oprimaloya. This is Zizwa Hanji. He's also a partner with Maloya up front there. So you have to see what they have, what partnership are they going to display in this match. Now the ball played short by the Malawian side, trying to crack into the spaces, but Comoros are just having numbers and enough numbers in that defense line. Offside, well, coming from the man on the far side of the pitch. Just well timing his run. Goal kick coming from this man, Corinho Kari. Oh, the parents won't butcher me for butchering their kids' names. And a bit of a pronunciation. Well, it's Corinho Kari. You must find that pronunciation, that Kari sound, you know. Don't just say Kari. Hey, you gotta love the hairstyles of the Comoros players. I think them and Lerato Pajo perhaps went to the same salon. We don't know, because it seems like they all have groomed their afro. Well, back to the game now. Malawi on the ball, trying to advance forward. Really? Is that big man in the center fouled there by Iyad Mohammed? That is Obri Maloya. Mohammed there just going thick and making a double marking with his teammate just to make sure it doesn't make his way. That is Idris Somani. Oh, young man, that is Emmanuel Saviel. An attempt to try and score this man, Corinho Okari. It goes long to find that tall number 12 up front there in the center. That is Iyad Mohammed. A bit of a scaffolding and pushing in a shoulder-to-shoulder battle. Well, look at the keeper coming out. That is Kari, indecisive of what he needs to do there, but at the end of the day, he saved the day. Rather, he saved himself. That is Corinho Kari. Well, avoid such a run, to rather communicate with the defense. You're just going to worry the coach now. And early in the game, you are already rushing yourself, pushing yourself forward. Now, throw in for Malawi. It's all about communication. It's all about just sharing your views on our social media pages. And if you find yourself within a screen or within internet, you know where to get this game, or where to catch this game. That is your www.COSAFA TV, and you'll see the match that is currently underway. And if you want to catch up on more matches, you then look on their archives. All the games are there, including the tournament that just finished, won by South Africa under 17 4 days ago, should we say, and they're still in a celebratory mood. the Shabalalas of the tournament, the pandas of the tournament. Well, we have a panda who won himself an opportunity alongside Shabalala to travel to Spain, which is a good move by the COSAFA side to partner with La Liga and just give youngsters opportunities that would help them grow, opportunities that would help them become better footballers in the game. Now, not all is just being played for COSAFA Cup here. We know that you're also playing for an opportunity to represent your country at the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, Captain undecisive of how he wants to control the ball. That is Fayad Yassin. Ball in favor of Comoros here, going wide to find that man. Mohamed Kamardine goes in and cuts it in, and chance for Comoros, but unable to finish there. I mean, if you see people in the stand, their delegates are just on the edge of their seats after that slight moment, mini moment that could have saw Comoros converting an early goal, and there's 8 minutes being played. Now Malawi also trying to combine touches, but can't seem to have a better first touch. Comoros again on the counter attack. There is that man on the far side. It's just becoming a troublesome of some sort. The young star just giving this man a run for his money. That is Kais Isa. Ball played to the right hand side. Now Malawi combining, bringing back the ball in the center. Final pass is a bit of a challenge with the Malawian side. It's just not seeming to find one another with the touches. Ball played by the captain Haji Wali to find that man Emmanuel Savial. Savial puts in a cross, but nothing to trouble Corinho Kari. Easily grabs that one. Kari goes long. Now Biliati on the ball to find that man Fahad Yassin. Malawi just trying to get out of the danger zone with the passing game, but Comoros are having 6 players in their own half, and Malawi only have 4, so numbers don't favor Malawi, and hence the combination of touches and passes is not connecting too much or further in towards the box. They always get intercepted and need to invite more of their teammates to come closer and not sit back. Well, the other side of the park, I must say that there's a match coming up. That is Angola versus Eswatini. Now again, the Comoros just trying to get the goal, just trying to find themselves scoring. Yeah. Well, again they patiently build up to find that man Joseph Balashi. Oh, it's Josephine. Well, in South Africa they'll say Josephine, but it's Josephine. Now again, communication is a bit of a challenge between the two defenders. That is the centre back and the wing back. That is Idris Mohammed Ahmad and Fayad Raha. Just I think keeper does not talk to them. That is Corinho Kari. He seems to be less vocal or less direct. No, yes, man. Hastings Banda goes long, trying to find his teammate on the left-hand side. That is Emmanuel Saviel. Now Malawi on the ball. Comoros are just seemingly finding themselves winning most of the balls, and Waji sitting at the back, not yet tested if he's good in the air or he's good with pocket passes at high pressing, but referee did not pick that one up, and it's a foul. I mean, a late jump, a light bicycle kick coming from Emmanuel Saviel. I mean, look at that bicycle kick. Well, he had his eyes on the ball, and the young man himself, that is Idris Asumani, put his body on as well. So it's a high foot challenge. A tricky player, this young man. He's taking so many meters forward, you know. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 meters where the incident was, and just bringing it closer. Can this young man drive it in? That is Idris Ahmad, but unable to reach his teammates who found the last pole. Now ball played long towards that big man. Again, the keeper comes out. Come on, I must say that is a sweeper keeper. So is it an issue of not trusting your defenders that much? You forever out the box. Yeah, you better watch out, young man. Corinho Kari, someone might have the technique to chip it over you. Forced to pay back to Kari, who takes it longer to find his captain, that is Fayad Yassin. Yassin on the ball, trying to advance, but a claim for a foul is unnecessary. Fayad Yassin, the ref is very close to you. Now, starting slow, not sure where to take the ball. Results into Malawi losing it again. But I can tell you, Malawi will profit from an error. As Comoros said, playing with fire, playing with danger. Now, the youngsters, you can tell that they needed more time with the coach. So you're not taking away anything from Coach Patrick Mabedi, who's up there just issuing those instructions to his boys. And knowing how Patrick Mabedi grew up and playing football in South Africa, you can tell by how the Malawian side are just keeping calm, trying to rotate the ball the best way that it can, and maybe a chance or an opportunity will avail itself for them to score. Well, ball is played long, still no one, but there's a pressure coming from that a young man with a tiny structure, but the energy is quite good. You're seen on the ball, trying to find Idris Asumani. Yassin again with a step over, but unsuccessful there. Then he drops it to Iyad Mohammed. Comoros perhaps looking for someone with a technique to take this ball. There is that man, Nasif Ahmad. Look-alike players in the center. Now a ball play long, a keeper comes out, but no one to compete or challenge that high ball. And say that Comoros seems to not have the players to head the ball, because the tallest man rather was the one taking the set piece, and he's the one needed in that box to compete for those high balls, which is a worrying factor for me. Can they sustain this type of play? Now you look at that man. He's given a good run, but he's the pace on this young man. But the captain Haji Wali says not today. Idris Asumani, a smaller structure, a small body. That is what it is. Now, switch of play by Fayad Raha. No, Innocent Shema. Rather not Fayad. Fayad is on the Comoros side. Now, again, it finds that man, Emmanuel Saviel. Saviello finds his fellow teammate, Samuel Biliati. Oh, there's a foul there on Biliati, and then getting the referee's attention and saying, you need to come down, young man. It's still early stages of the game. Well, he's in your own half. You would have invited a referee to reach into his pocket, but he had a grace on you, and be grateful for that. Ball played trying to find Idris Asumani. There's a coach saying, Idris Ahmad, take the ball up there. Now it is with Fahad Yassine, who finds Idris very close, but Idris playing, I don't know what type of football that is, but here's that man, goes in for shot to test the keeper, but Fahad Yassine put in good run, a good attempt. Not passing there, being selfish. First attempt actually, first shot at goal, should we say? A ball played high there, but Comoros unbothered by that because they've got the relevant height. Now switch to Emmanuel Saviel, who's onside. Someone to drop it, but still trying some sort of a skill to penetrate through, but no, it is rolled to this man who whips it all in it. That is Jesifi Palaski. Now a shot coming there, but a good body put behind the ball to not allow him to take a shot there. I must say that an element of exhaustion is kicking in on this Comoros side. They started on a high note. Well, you thought they would be sustainable, or they would sustain it. Well, the pace of the game is early taking its toll on them. Foul has been awarded to Primaloya after being fouled by this man Nasuf Ahmad, who went with an arm pushing Primaloya. Ball with Patrick Mwangulu. Well, a chance for Zambia to score there, but the keeper was somebody fell on the keeper there, and he was unable to rather save that one. That's a big man, that is Zizwa Hanjahanji. Well, the intent for Hanjahanji was going for the ball, but as soon as he poked it and the keeper came out, but Hanjahanji then rolled over him, hence the keeper was screaming so much. That is Corinho Kari, who plays long. Returned to sender. As a young man unable to decide where he wants the ball. And ball the Malawian side in favor of Comoros David Dawoodi. Haji Wali the decision to be made here by Haji Wali. Well, Haji just getting some instruction from the coach. Now Malawi on their side getting a call. The crosser coming on. Now the Malawian side puts in a striker there, but denied. Now here's that big man who's sitting up front for Malawi. That is Zizwa Haji just trying to bulldoze his way with a turn and taking a shot. Well, I think Rian Baka fell on the ball. No, well, it is a foul. Well, he's been quite a solid man at the back. That is Nasuf Ahmad. Well, tying his hair just making sure that it doesn't obstruct or doesn't come on his face. Malawi goes wide to find that man, Josefi Palaski, who drops the shoulder and throws in across with a no Malawian side or player getting that pass. No, that is Fayad takes a shot and he's coming quite right with these attempts, and he's coming okay with his attempts to take shots at goal. But he's just dropping a shoulder to lose Haji Wali as well as Josefi Palaski, and again he loses a number 8, David Taudu. Then he was able to take a shot. I must say he's using his left foot to his advantage. Ball played to that quiet man who is just receiving those shots or attempted goal most of the time coming from that man. Fahad Yassin, and this is Obri Maloya. But a good call by the ref and saying there was a push. Well, it's water break time. 25 minutes has gone by, and we haven't seen a goal from any of the sides. Here's that intent to hit the ball coming from Innocent Shema. Well, it's all about getting all the instructions from the coach. Well, still early in the morning, rather should we say. Now it's afternoon, and temperature's just 19 degrees Celsius, so playable weather conditions, and the Comoros side will be familiar with such winds, having an ocean nearby, and a team that comes from the island. Now, if you know that you conversations by the coaches, and you must say youngsters know how to respect their coaches, especially Comoros side. You wouldn't find them standing and just listening or eating or drinking anything if they are not on one knee. We saw that with the under 17 young boys. They also took a knee every time they have conversations with their coaches. It's an interesting game that Comoros are the one that are on the front foot here, that they just try to find a goal. Well, you know what to do after this water break. Have a chat with us on the platforms that we'll be displaying to you, just sharing with you very soon. And a captain who's highly motivated, that is Fayad Yassin, who's seen himself taking about 2 or 3 shots at goal. Oh, he's driven, he's hungry, he's thirsty for a goal. He's just looking into registering his country. The ball is with the Comoros side, who trying to play behind the defense. Now, throw in against Comoros. That is Idris Ahmad there. It's Hamza Yusuf. That is Yusuf. Throws it long to try find his teammate. It's still a throw-in in their favor. Now closer and closer, you know. Closer I get to you, the more I see the goal post. Now the throw-in is in the opposition's half, so I think that was the idea for this young man, Hamza Yusuf. Now throws it in to try find his teammate Muhammad Kamardin, but unable to save that throw-in. Now Malawi trying to get out of the danger zone, trying to get out of their half. Denied the run there by Nasuf Ahmed. Well, 30 minutes has gone by and none of the sides have registered a goal. So we wait. And do not forget to watch us on www.COSAFA TV. And if you want to engage with us, it is hashtag COSAFA under 20 on our Facebook, Twitter, and alongside Instagram. You can just have that hashtag. Now, here's a chance for Malawi here, coming from that man, but makes a pass instead of him taking a shot. That is Prima Lawyer. They've already created a goal-scoring opportunity for you. Just score. You know, afraid of taking responsibilities sometimes it can be a challenge. Now here's a pressing coming from Idris Assoumani, who's won the ball. Is he going to put it across? Well, lifts it very high. Now, I don't know if Mohamed Kamardin knows what he was doing there. There's Emmanuel Saviel switches play. Again, ball in Malawi trying to get it into the box and drilling across, but denied by Comoros defense. That is Nasuf Ahmad and Fayad Raha. Again, back to Haji Wali to play with Innocent Shema. Now Shema advancing with the ball and laying it for that young man, David Dawoodi. Drop off a shoulder by Dawood, but can't seem to lose the opposition. Now eventually blocked and forced himself to get a corner. no, can maybe Malawi score in this set piece? Well, Connor gone in, but nothing is given to him. Oh, here's that man is just asking the ref to eventually book him. Card. Well, that's a yellow card. Definitely, this man has just been a nerve on the Malawian side, and Fahad Yassin eventually just gets one of the opposition side player poked. That is Idris Asumani. And then he was put on the back there too. No, Malawian side have a yellow card already. Ball going for goal to test that keeper, but nicely grabbed at the first attempt. Now here's the man, Emmanuel Saviela, denied the run by Iyad Mohammed. Mohammed goes by himself to find Fahad Yassin, and Yassin drops a shoulder again with a step over, but unable to lose that man, Waji. Iyad Mohammed is shifting gears, switching sides every now and then, but not sure what he wants to do with the ball there. If you don't have the skill, you don't have the skill, rather play it, simplify it and pass your teammates than to attempt to dribble when you can't. Now here's a chance by Malawi, but unable to just convert that one. That is young man Patrick Mwangulu. Mr. Mwangulu would know that he should have done better. Maybe he should have put on his laces on the ball. But was unable, but good pass coming from Samuel Saviel, but then the instep was a bad option. Rather take a shot, directed goal than you attempting to pick a spot, especially when you're being blocked by or obstructed by an opposition.
Ah, on n'a pas droit. On n'a pas droit.
Now, Patrick Mabeli showed a bit of skill there. There's still no goal in this match. And the clock is slowly but surely. Ball played long to just test Corino Ukari. Also positioned himself well by Patrick Mwangulu, who just went for a good full lace shot to test that keeper. Was pretty much out of his line and thinking that he would catch him on a break. He's a man who's just deep in his thoughts. Why are his players not scoring that much? Low kick coming from that man. Throw in for Giuseppe Balaschi. Playing it short with his teammate, that is David Daoud. Innocent Shema goes wide to find that man Yamikani Mulungeni. Too much of a good thing. That is still Malawi's ball, and the main striker of Brumaloya calling for it, as well as that man Patrick. Intercepted again by the Comoros. Now Comoros are trying to switch play, but again it is that man Idris Asumani who finds himself. Oh no, it is Asumani who's on the ground and fouled by that man Yamikani Mulungeni, who's just been going hard at players, and if he doesn't watch out, he will soon get a yellow card. Now, ball played wide to this young man Idris Asumani, who's going to look into getting across at first chance, but he opted to add another touch, and it resulted into a corner kick, a goal kick. Well, looks like one of the sides, Malawian sides, are looking at introducing somebody else in the first half of this match. Oh, well, Coach Patrick Mabedi wastes no time. On the likes of Zibron Kalamina, he's standing there. Now Malawi trying to get an attack orchestrated here, but still no room for them to test the keeper again. Now, what a first touch here coming from that young man, Samuel Biliati. Now, that's a big man, unable to get himself taking a shot. That is Zizwa Hanji. Still a bit of a muddy puddle there. Nobody is sure what to do with the ball until this young man, David Daoud, gets to win it and take a shot at goal. Now here's that. Now you have Zebron Kalima coming on, and Samuel Emmanuel Savia is being brought out, and given a mask already and his water to go up to the stand. Now ball played in as they take a shot, almost a goal, but Quarino Curry says not yet. There's a long raindrop pass, which is just a uncomfortable ball to control. Now there's the captain making a clumsy shot, should we say, after such good shots he's been giving us. There's Aubrey Maloya finds Samuel Biliati. Again Maloya to that man Patrick. Davido pokes it with his toe, and a good block coming from the keeper. A save, nothing fancy, just denying the ball to cross the line is all he wanted. But no, looks like an offside call was made there. Good enough, stood anyways, because he was already offside. his technique. He has been letting him down so far. There is a Corino Ukari. Again, Malawi switching side. Yamagani Mulungeni finds Josifi Balaski. Now high pressing is resulting into Comoros winning the ball. Now skill coming from that young man. Still Comoros patiently building up and trying to get off over the defense. Ball cut in and a touch coming from that man, but blocked by the keeper again. I can tell you, maybe Zizwa Hanji could have scored that one. The keeper is quicker to pop out of his line and just finds himself blocking the ball. Ball played by Aubrey Maloya and a cross put in. The ball sent back. Malawi wanting to just find themselves getting maybe a goal in this first half. Keeper finds a teammate and can he play it to the big man? That is Aubrey Maloya. Has just been screaming for the ball, and now to Patrick. Gets a good cross, and the man that came on as a substitute and plays it so well. That is Rebron Kalima for Aubrey Maloya to just take a good strike at goal. Can't disbelieve what had just transpired. Kenny goes long in the far side. Now he has won it, and Zebron Kalima to find Josefi Palaski. Now here's that man, and he went hard on his own there. I mean, you could have cleared the ball, Haji Wali, you could have cleared the ball better, but he went all dramatic, and it resulted into him actually getting hurt a little bit. Switch of play intending to find a Zebron Kalima. That's a Haji Wali is putting a good shift in this game. Just solidifying his defense and forever available to deny the opposition side a chance to break them. Now that is Haji Wali again. Now Yomikani, he went long. There's Obringom. Maloya rather. Now the man chips it over to find Yamikani. Kenny cuts in, and is he going to give a cut back? But nobody to receive that one. Here's the big man that goes for a shot, and a good save coming from that keeper. What a good save coming from Gorinho Kari. I mean, Haji Wali. What a Haji Baji of a shot, but a good power behind it and directed at goal, of course. And that touch really took it off the frame of goal. I'll say it's a good save on a corner, no? Well, not a properly taken corner, rather cleared by Comoros' defense. Getting the ball out of the danger zone. Comoros have been coming all right. Well, the ref says you've seen enough, and you guys couldn't score in the first half, so let's go into the change room, get some motivation to see how best you can come back in the second half. That man has been solid. That is Haji Wali. I must say, Malawian side gave all that they could. They were able to defend, they were able to attack as well. It was just not a good first half for them, but a better performance in the last 10 minutes of the first half. They just showed an element of character, and they showed that they wanted the goal more than Comoros. Well, it is still Malawi 0 and Comoros 0 halftime. I think you must give credit to this young man who's just been a soldier trying to take a shot from outside of the 18. That is Fahad Yassin. But in the last 10 minutes, he died off. The game was nowhere to be seen. But good power and good direction could have troubled Hastings Banda. Again, the Malawian side trying to get into the bar line and cut it back in. And what a turn coming there from that young man, unable to just take a shot at goal. There's a man who's been trying to get the corners or the crosses in. That is Samuel Obiliat. Denied by the Comoros defenders. And again, it is this man, Fahad Yassin. Again, dropping a shoulder, losing all three players. The big man, and he goes for a strike, but just a few meters or 2 meters away from the frame of goal. Could have done better. Again, a shot taken from a set piece by that man. He just couldn't give it enough weight to just disturb the keeper. That is Iyad Mohammed. Again, a combination play coming from this man, Emmanuel Saviel, to find his teammate Zizwa Hanji, who was unable to control it, but Patrick Manguru was there. Now, good shot taken again. It's just to test this Gorinho Kari. They know that he steps out of the line most of the time, so they want to catch him while he's shuffling back. Oh, here's that promising shot with a good technique and power, with a good drive. But this man, Gorinho, says, not yet, opponents. I am still in well position. There's a good power there. Well, halftime statistics speak a volume, because there was a number of attempts at goal. 6 shots, goal attempts coming from Malawi, and 4 from the Comoros. I mean, ball position is sitting at 55 in favor of Malawi, and Comoros 45. Well, first 45 minutes is out of the way, so a couple of minutes they went into the change room for would really be vital in the players, of course. Just getting you to rest a little bit and get some tongue lashing if there was any, or just a conversation with the coach to just get the players geared up, and you just want to see them winning. You want to see them scoring goals. That is now a substitution is happening from the Malawian side. I think Coach Patrick Mabedi is not holding anything now, because the Lanjesi Nkoma is one of the players that was about to come in and to then replace Zizwa Hanji. Well, it is a substitution. I wouldn't say it's a bad substitution, rather bring in fresh legs where necessary. And here's this man being welcomed by his teammate, that is Lanjesi Nkoma. Conversations are happening, I'm sure, in the field of play. That guys, you heard what the coach said. Let's rather start on a front foot this time around. I must say, the way Malawi finished should have been the way they started. They could have perhaps had control over the game. They could have maybe saw themselves scoring a goal, but not taking away anything from the hard-working Comoros, just pushing themselves, trying to do that high pressing, and every time they lose the ball, they then come behind the ball to try and mark as a unity. Now, the second half is underway, and from Malawi to center, this one. Well, remaining score is still Malawi nil and Comoros nil. Who is yet to score the opening goal for these two teams? Well, I must say that yesterday we started with a win, and then we wrapped up the games with a draw. Maybe there's a curse that today we start with a draw and wrap the game with a massive win. A foul there in the center of the park from that young man, Iyat Muhammad. That's Malawian side has only had 2 changes in the last 15 minutes. Well, considering the first half change, here they are already on the front foot. Here's that man trying to take that shot. Not enough power or direction on it. I must say that lack of Patrick Mwanguru. He's a person who's been solid in the center of the park, just shying away from getting fouls, not like his teammate Yomikani Mulungeni. Now patiently pulled up and suicidal pass. That is a good pressing coming from that young man. Well, they should know better that if you lay it for the keeper, add a bit of pace on the ball. Now a ball chipped over, keeper just ushered that one away from the frame of goal and able to clear and get it out of the danger zone. He's a young man with a yellow card. That is Yomukene Mulungeni. Now some say Yomi. And Comoros aside, having not made any substitution, and they've got a decent number of players. That is Fahadi Abdul and Abdomanji Hassani. Yeah, no, you have Yasin Simuana. So a couple of players that are sitting outside that could come on, maybe bring some changes. And the number 20s of Saudi Asay in Tibane. So, here's Malawi here, just visiting the half of Comoros. You would have wished that it was inside the box, because that would have resulted into a penalty. Fayad Raha is not aware that the man is not really in a danger zone, he's not even facing the goal, so just guide him on, usher him out, but then try to win the ball. Now, ball crossed in, but header cleared away from the box. Now, can Comoros find themselves on the front foot here, but the pass is not enough power, rather, put it in front. Now, here's another man that's on the back, Mohamed Ramahandi, but not able to stop that one. That is Mohamed Kamardin. Another man who's Josefi Balaski, who's been trying to be solid there on the left-hand side, but the pace sometimes seems to not favor his endurance. Balaski throws that one, and it gets closer and closer. Idris Ahmed says, not now. I must say that there's a protest for a throw-in, but not much is given attention to it. Nasif Ahmed, who's been a solid defender there, just always poking the ball away from the opposition team, not giving them room to take shots at goal, not giving them room to penetrate through the center, protecting this young man, Corinho Ukari. Corner played it to the first ball, but a punch by Corinho Ukari to find this man, who's getting on his bike, but not passing the ball early. Gave the young man, Samo Biliati, the chance to deny him room to make that run. Ball is a throw in for Comoros. That young man been quiet. Hamza Yusuf finds Kais Isa. Haven't seen much of Kais Isa in this match. I haven't seen him just being a team player, dropping deeper to try and help with the defense. Well, he's a striker, so I don't expect him to go deep, but needs to get more involved in the game. No, Malawi on the front foot here and trying to find the big man himself. That is Aubrey Maloya. No, cleared away from danger zone by Fahad Raha. Now, it's an opening there from this man who's on the yellow card, and he combines a shot blocked by that big man and ashes them out and screams out and says, let's go out. But also on the money, that is Isa. Isa now needs to at least pass someone before. Now, poor protection of the ball that Iyad Mohammed. Not protecting the ball well, they're just ball watching it as they win. Offside. Good call by the assistant ref for picking that one up. One informs the ref that we have a substitution. Taking on to this man, Idris Ahmada. You're bringing on fresh legs, and Ahmada as bringing the man who's been warming up a lot on the bench and just Haji. Now here's what I was talking about, that the keeper likes to play this ball and he'll find himself in a danger zone, and then you find yourself screaming to your teammates unnecessarily. No, here's a chance for Patrick Mwanguru to give Zambia the lead to score this one. It is in disbelief. No, we then see that Malawi always takes this shot and it just can't seem to convert them. Now here's a Biliate to find teammates on the center. That is Yamukani coming on. Biliate again. Now it's 11. Kias Isa on the bike there trying to take on the center back Innocent Shema, but Shema putting his body up front in front and just not giving him the room to dominate with the run. It just slows him down a bit. Big man keeping it in a switch off play, but cleared off the box by the Malawian defense. Crosser rolled in and deflects from Nasuf Ahmad. Bit of a skill there before he puts in that cross. So the players are just putting in those crosses. However, don't forget to get in touch with us or get in to watch the game on www.COSAFA TV. And social platforms remains Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. That is COSAFA under 20. Now, we had a step over there to lose that man, Yamikeni Mulengi. Back to the man that just came on, Haji Jabiri. Now, Haji finding that Riyad Barra, who's just come out of his shell and putting pressure and getting those step overs done right. Says away, he just came on very hard. The young man, Baka, Ryan. Played it to that main man. Some more billiard. Throw in for a billiard. Again, ball with billiard and drills in across, but not properly cleared by Comoros. And some Malawian side having numbers there, but unable to pass one another. Now Haji Wali goes wide to Billiard again. Is he going to drop a shoulder? Is he going to have a step over? Or is he going to put a cross from that angle? Well, he wins himself a throw-in. There's a pushing coming from Haji. No intent to play the ball, but to play this man, Biliati. Seeing that is an inviting ball, but there's no personality there to try and win that one. Ball played into the box. Still, the defenders of Comoros are just a bit of a pulling there. Referee didn't pick that one up. Ball played longer to the opposition's half. Get it out of the danger zone, because we can't seem to get it right. The man who's already sitting on a yellow card. Well, you know that after this match, there's a match following, and a very interesting build up to it, should we say. Very interesting encounter in this group stages. Now ball played long, but nothing to trouble that man Hastings Banda, who finds the big man. Denied room to make that pass. That is Lanjesing Nkoma. Again. Or could have cleared it better. Malawi with a set piece, looking maybe into converting this one to just see what Corinho Ukari has. Now nicely driven in, and nobody comes out, but easily grabbed by Ukari, who then gives it back to Malawi, but cleared again from the danger zone towards Hastings Banda. Some more Biliat. Patrick Mwanguru. It's a high ball now. People are throwing balls in the air, and they just can't seem to keep it on the ground and play as a team. Everybody wants to throw it in the box and then add numbers. Now there's Malawi trying to combine. Patrick Mwanguru unable to run down that man. So a bit of a handling now coming from the players, which is just the referee needs to perhaps advise them that it's not the better way to play, because he will eventually book you. Now here's Comoros putting a bit of an effort going forward to find that man who's been quiet. That is Fahad Yassin. Haven't seen much of him in the second half. Actually, come to think of it, he's been a quiet player. Big man That is Maloya fouling that man. Has been solid at the back most of the time. That is Nasuf Ahmed. Now clearing on the ball, and Maloya just landing on his shin there, but on the side of it. So, well, he's up and running. Now, bit of a skill there, and then eventually pulling a player, that is Zibron Kalima. Played Opri Maloya, put in to find a Billiard. It's a denied the run, they denied the attempt to head that ball. Throw in by Comoros. Yamekani Mulugeni going long. Oh, there's a high foot challenge there, no intention. Well, at least the referee says lower your foot, young man. Can't be thrown so high up. A bit of pushing again, not a bit of pushing, that is Yamukeni Mulugeni fouling this man, Laji Jabiri. I must say he's just skating on thin ice. That is Yamukeni Mulugeni. Played long, a keeper comes out to pick that one up. Billiard, too short for that pass. Well, we have two games coming up at 15:30. That is one will be playing at the Kelvin Dale Stadium. That is Angola versus Eswatini. That is a match for Group C, I must say. And Group B, we have Zambia up against Namibia right here at Wolfson Stadium. Now, combination play coming out from the big man Opri Maloya. Seems like Opri Maloya doesn't want to take any responsibility. He makes a cross and unable to connect properly there, unable to score. That is Lanjesi Nkoma. Comoros, maybe they would want to bring that man, Leiden Farouk, who has been on a warm-up side there, just to make sure that he's ready. Whenever the coach says, come Radian, you can maybe be our hero for the day. Oh, denied run again. Comoros getting out the danger zone and playing it longer behind Yomikeni, who's just made a touch again to find Patrick Mwanguru. Now with that big man who came in on the sub, Lanjesi Nkoma. Ball is taken wide to Zebron. Kalima drills in a hard and low short. Well, nothing much to worry Kwarin carry. cleared by the man, the centre back. Now he's not offside, but referee says, oh no, you seeing it wrong. He thought he was gone. That is Lanjesi in coma. Oh, it was an attempt, maybe. Could have seen them getting a goal. That is Lanjesi. And a ball played in the center again. There's been quite a number of players who gave us good attempts at the first half. There is Fahadi Yassin and there is Kaisi Isa as well. Today, this time around, the second half is just a dry. No attempt coming from Comoros. It's been Malawi just trying to get themselves in the final third. Again, this is Malawi finding Samuel Piliat and playing with Patrick Manguru. And Piliat combining with Manguru again. And Piliat could have put his body up front there, but Hamza Yusuf says enough is enough with your combination play. Can I rather take it out and force a corner so we can defend? That's it. Water break time, so coaches can have a close call, a close conversation with the players to just get to hear what the coaches are saying and what instructions are they giving to these young men. And maybe the remaining 20 minutes will be different for them. They will find themselves getting that one goal they in need of to just get the monkey off their back of not scoring a goal in the past 60 minutes. Well, temperature still at 19 degrees Celsius. I think it's only fair temperature to accommodate these two sides. And maybe weather conditions are just starting to affect as sides. See. Well, coaches have shared their views and shared their perspective on how they can easily get themselves scoring that one needed goal to just give them an upper hand in this game. Oh, the corner kick went out. It was a corner kick in favor of Malawi. You say, that listen. Corner goes to the far post and then there's height, but seems like a Comoros height was able to win that one to find this man who came in as a sub, that is Lanji Jabiri. Well, the young man cannot be tired this early. But slacks of Hastings Banda gives it to Innocent Shema, who launches it long to find Zebron Kalima. As a ball with Kalima. Seems to be a good left-footed player, this young man. And putting a good weight and a pass to try drive it to Patrick Mwanguru. But the weight is a bit too heavy. Plays long, Garinho Ukari, but returned to Sander. By that tall man in the center, David Dahudi. Now here's a through ball coming on here, but flag is up to call it, give an offside. Corinho Ukari just having a conversation with the assistant ref and saying, am I at the right spot? Can I put it here? And it goes along to find that man, Yamikeni Mulungeni, which is an opponent, not his teammate. Now here's a Biliat who's been just poaching in this second half. Can he put in a quality cross? But weaker foot, unable to make that contact with the ball and get a good cross in. This young man is also Idris Aswani, been quiet in this second half. Now ball played to Patrick. Patrick finds Zebron Kalima, who drops his shoulder. Kalima denied Ram. Yamukeni just going hard there and is sitting on a yellow card and couldn't win it against Lanjesi in Koma. This is Lanjesi. That is Laji Jabiri. Seems to be a bit of a turning and a flipping of a player. Can he get an equality crosser to find their main man, Lanjesi Nkoma, who's been making quite good runs, but getting caught offside most of the time. He's been just trying to time his runs, but unable to come right with his runs. It's youngest is his coach, Francis Ali. He's just sitting there waiting and watching to see who scores for his side. Well, set numbers on the could maybe be like Coach Patrick Babedi, make those substitutions to just add a bit of pace from those players who might feel a bit of fatigue or exhaustion. Now here's that man has been quiet for the longest time. That is Fahad Yassin, just sprinting across the face of the field and eventually wins himself a foul. Samuel Piliati was asking for that one, throwing his arms over Fahad Yassin. That is Samuel Piliati. This man. Well, it's Stanley Piliati. Just threw his body in front and left his legs hanging. Just apologies for killing him. Samuel, there is Stanley, Bruce Stanley. These are names that we find ourselves familiar with, especially in South Africa. The likes of Stanley is a name that is quite popular in South Africa, and another name that is Max. If you are a Max in South Africa, you must just be a happy man because it is derived from the late Max the Gorilla. We have a Bramex in our production as well. Well, nicely swinged in, but nothing to trouble the keeper there. Went over the frame of goal. I must say, you will then as a coach start making those necessary substitutions right on that book, coach. Yomi. They call him Yomi. he's a tall man to be protecting the ball like that. How are you then going to play it? That is Iyad Mohammed. No, the other young man is on the pitch just trying to find his feet. Hamza Yusuf. Now, if you just understand here, as a now ball played in the center. Now a ball played into Patrick Mwanguru. Can he take a shot or force maybe a handball? But unable to get it right. Still in with his the ball in his feet, but denied the run. Then saved again. Ref says blows the whistle. We're quite late there. There's another man who's just expressing a lot from the bench. Has been now asked to come sit on the guest instead of him sitting with the players, because he seems to be now becoming a coach, just giving instructions to the coach that is sitting on the bench, and it resulted into the committee sending him to the right sitting arrangement. Well, this coach HODs are also just a bit frustrated then them not getting a goal. No, here's a man who's just been trying to get cross played in. The keeper makes the call and eventually gets it right. Ball in favor of Malawi, but cleared by that young man has been quiet. Idris Asumani. He was just had a pace and pace and pace, but this time around he just went silent. This is this young man coming on to try and add that bit of pace. That is Leiden Farouk. No, we'll see what Leiden can offer us after warming up so much. That is Leiden Farouk and Issa coming off after a very quiet second half, rather. The stint of his existence in this second half was really non-existent. Coach saying Tromine, which is a double, well, he's showing two fingers. I mean, he might be saying double up. Well, translators are there. If you engage with us, you would then share what the coach is saying when he says Tromine, maybe get in touch with us on the socials and get it right for us. That is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It is just COSAFA under 20. If both sides don't score a goal, then the two teams that are now, here's a run with the chance to poke it in, but Kari Guarino was just able to pop out and pick it up on time. The ball is played by that man Innocent Shema, who goes to find Yomikane Mulungeni, who looks into getting a cross in. but tall man at the back says, get it out of the box. Now here's a run and there's no offside trap. That is Patrick Mwanguru, who couldn't get that cross right. Laji Jabiri has been trying to make those combination plays and passes, but it hasn't been working for him. Now Comoros is standing a good chance of scoring, but unable to get that one right. It's still in the center. Maybe had he gone for a shot, would have been better. No, cross driven in, not coming right. I would really say that Stanley Billiard had a fair good run, a fair chance of play, but maybe the substitution by Patrick Mabedi is a bit harsh, because he was one of the players actually who were bringing the game to the Comoros most of the time. He's been coming on the side, just getting those crosses right. Maybe the coach is resting him and saying, oh, you've had a fair run. Also monitoring his minutes. We'll see what the fresh legs that have just come on. That is Andrew Sikola will deliver those crosses correct. Will he tuck into the box and get his teammate to tap them in if he gets room to do so? And as well, we have Stanley coming out because of a yellow card that he has as well. Maybe the coach says, let's rather not risk it. It's an opening game for us. We've adjusted. We know what is brought to us. Ball played by Fahad Raha to that number 4, but not too much weight on it. Innocent Shema putting Hastings Banda into risk there, into danger. Number side that is on the hunt for a goal. Hasn't scored anything. Poorly taken a corner kick. Then they get a throw in. Substitutions are just trickling in from the both sides. Another substitution I wasn't expecting to happen. Maybe coach is taking out a defender, putting in an attacker to see how he can then get his chances of scoring. That is Comoros' side, and they just brought Yusuf Ismail. No, he's a defender, coming from Fomboni Football Club. That is Yusuf Ismail. If you are from South Africa, you'll also be familiar with the name Ismail. There's one of the singers in South Africa we once had, and he used to also sing like me rather not say, because he's an icon of a singer with a bongo muffin. Oh, here's this man, Fahad Yassin, is forever on the run, but tonight room to make that counter attack by Haji Wali. Is up on his feet, and Haji saying nothing bad intended there. I was just looking for the ball. Oh, that is a team spirit. His teammate Idris Asumani picking him up, and sportsmanship there coming from Haji Wali. No, in this dying minutes, do you go for goal? Yes, he goes for goal with an attempt to just get it into the net. Not far, not too bad. Not a bad technique from Iyad Muhammad. Oh, Muhammad. Look at that technique. Well, keeper moved away from the last ball. Not sure where to go, and it just brushed off. It brushed off the upright. It brushed off the upright if you look at it properly. Now, here's a Laji Jabiri. Still hasn't delivered much. It's just been winning balls, trying to then make those runs and get them on a break of some sort. No, seems like going thick and hard now. Here's that man, that is Fahad Yassin. For two sides that also will soon be facing certain teams in their group, and if their state of readiness is ready, they will then score. Now here's a goal scoring opportunity, nicely poked and unable to take that shot. Lanjesi Nkoma just denied a chance to score. Corner by that man. Now here's a indecisive move coming from the keeper. Not well timed, and could have resulted into a goal, but it's just headed it away from the frame of goal. Innocent Shema. No, Patrick Mwanguru was able to get that one, but I think had he used his forehead would have been better. Or he really punched it with his top of the head, so really it won't have that direction because you're not seeing the ball again. You know, yesterday I was doing it. The South Africa came and I came across an old friend of mine, a good friend of mine, that is Coach Monde. He's one of the coaches you would want to see more and more in the youth development structures. A passionate coach, that young old man, I say jokingly so, to my good friend Monde. Go all the way, man. Started his football career at the University of Johannesburg. I believe he was also a part of a Swallows squad. And he assists Coach Simpiwe Dludlu with Abantwana, or with a female team of South Africa. He's a goalkeeper coach there. He's a very good coach, and also seeing him with under 20 as well as one of the coaches. So it's impressive. Say, Coach Monde, carry on, keeping on. Now, keeper is pushed so high that is Guarinho Kari looking to lift it up and just test it. The keeper, that was a promising ball coming from Guarinho Kari, just saying, Hastings Banda, watch out, I can bring them to you. You just need to be alert. My goodness. History. You almost saw history. You also almost saw a movie here in the last minutes of this game. Well, 4 minutes added on as the time. The referee says, you guys just have 4 minutes to battle it out, and 2 minutes have already elapsed. Now look at that technique and driving it into goal, and just the upright denying him. Just the crossbar rather denied this man Guarinho Kari the chance to score. There was a chance for Malawi to maybe register a goal in this match, but it doesn't seem to be happening because most of the chances they have, they want to pass each other, and it hasn't just been happening for them. forever denied the room to score from their passing game. Now again, Comoros wins that one. That's it. Fahad Yassin was trying to run with it. Now here's a keeper coming off his line and making that mistake. Not sure if he wants to hold on to the ball or he wants to kick it. His positioning wasn't allowing him to hold it because he was charging forward, and would have resulted into a handball outside the box. Now Lanjesi Nkoma gets on his back and to cut it in to find that man Patrick. Patrick lays it for Migeri, and it does result into an own goal. Ah, goodness. They insisted, they persisted, they put pressure. They put pressure on them. Deflection coming from this man. Well, I must say we give credit to Lanjesi Nkoma, who just insisted to get into the box, and Patrick was unable to score that one. Yamikeni, a fullback, came on and it took a strike into the net, and Jesus, must just say, this has been one hell of a training game. A fullback comes on and it deflects from this man. It just did not allow. But here's a Comoros unable to just score here. Now saved by the keeper. Well, at the end of the day, we are here to say Malawi have clinched it in the last minutes of this match. It's just a drama and a drama. This man almost found himself scoring the opening goal for Comoros, but wasn't able to because the crossbar denied him. Good efforts coming from him, playing the role of a sweeper keeper, consistently pushing and pushing. Now here's a man that found himself just deflecting that ball from his foot, trying to cover the ground. Was just unable to clear it off. Was going to just beat himself for his right. It was not bad at all. Comoros side tried it its own. Now, the Malawian side kept on persisting and persisting. If you saw them at first half, or towards the end of the first half, they were putting pressure. However, Malawi stays with this one, and Comoros go home with a recovery. I must say that second half started quite slow, with players not even sure where to take the ball. The likes of Ikjur Kari was a bit challenged there, but Malawi kept on asking questions and getting the ball in the box, trying to find that man Lanjesi Nkoma, but was denied room by Hamza Yusuf and Nasuf Ahmed. Fahad Raya, who went out and made way for Yusuf Ismail. But give credit to this man that was taken out. That is Stanley Biliati, who made many crosses to this man, Obri Maloya, but indecisiveness, or not sure how to get that ball in. Also another full back coming on, that is Yamukeni Muluheri, was just unable to pinpoint his teammates most of the time. But again, a billiard just to find this man, Obri and Zizwa Hanja Haji. Well, here's a set piece that came on, and the keeper was not sure which way or how to go for that ball. And it was just curling and curling. It just needed a bit of a centimeter to just hit the crossbar, and not the crossbar, rather the upright, and it just deflected into the goal. There's another chance coming from Malawi, which could have resulted into the goal, but this driver from the center of the park, the man himself, Kari, says, let me test you, Hastings Banda. let me put power and direction into it. And Hastings Banda did backpedal enough, but was unable to save that one from Guarinho Kari. Again, here's this last chance that Malawi got a number of players tried to take shots at goal, but it then resulted into a goal. However, we thought maybe it would have deflected from that man himself, number 6, Riyad Baha, but it just not. And if you look at that shot, there's a obstruction coming from Maloya. Now, goal attempts 10, only one resulted into a goal, and a number of fouls, 19 by Angola. And however, no red cards, yellow cards. We can see that one yellow card was issued there. And however, it is 58 in favor of Malawi and 42 in favor of Comoros.
What a game. Well, it was the Group B opener between Malawi and the Comoros, and Malawi winning this one in the dying minutes of the game. Our player of the match goes to the goalkeeper of the Comoros, Guarinho Kari. Guarinho, firstly, congratulations on your accolade. Yes, you did concede at the dying minutes of the game, but let's talk about the overall game as well as the synergy within the team.
Mon frère, vous avez perdu le match, mais vous avez fait un bon match. Étant l'homme du match, qu'est-ce que vous avez perçu à propos du match?
Je suis content d'être élu homme du match, mais très déçu du résultat de l'équipe. On aurait dû au moins arracher un point du nul. Et voilà, on a perdu au final et je suis content d'être homme du match, mais c'est pas ça que je voulais. Moi, je voulais les 3 points.
I'm very happy to be man of the match today, but since we lost the game, that's not what I wanted the most. At least we could have got a point out of this game so that it will keep us in the tournament a bit longer.
Can you tell us about the way that he's feeling? Because as we were watching the highlights, you could see that he was a bit agitated, but also looking at the save that he pulled, just fingertips and making sure that the team stayed in the game longer.
Est-ce que tu peux nous dire tes sentiments à propos du match et comment tu sens? Et puis à propos des efforts que tu as fait pour que l'équipe soit toujours dans le match et les blocs que tu as fait là. Quels étaient tes sentiments du match?
C'était un match difficile. On est tombé contre une bonne équipe de Malawi. On a souffert, on a dû défendre. On n'a pas lâché. Malheureusement, on prend un but à la dernière minute. Et voilà, sinon l'équipe a fait son match, mais ce but, voilà, on n'aurait pas dû l'encaisser.
Now I'm very impressed with the way I played today. We tried our level best. We fought for the country. Unfortunately, in the last 10 minutes, we managed to concede that goal. Unfortunately.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. That is, of course, our player of the match, the goalkeeper of the Comoros, after such an excellent game, conceding in the dying minutes of the game. Coach, first and foremost, just give us your analytical aspect on the game when you look at the way the team conducted themselves, holding Malawi off on countless occasions and to concede right there at the end.
Merci coach pour ta présence. Comment ton analyse sur la façon que les joueurs ont joué et la façon que l'adversaire était contre Malawi?
Bon, je crois que c'est du football, c'est la règle du jeu. J'ai cru jusqu'au bout, malheureusement, un coup de poing reçu juste les dernières minutes, sur le coup, les arrêts du jeu. Mais c'est du football, c'est la règle du jeu. Maintenant, c'est à nous d'aller corriger les erreurs qui se sont passées dans le match. Mais je crois qu'on va espérer toujours, on va espérer. Il y en a encore 2 matchs, on va espérer.
Yeah, that's football for you. It's the loss of the game. You win some, you lose some, but we did not expect to lose in the dying minute. But we have not given up. We'll go back and rectify our mistake and come back stronger.
Can we dissect the game for just a couple of minutes, Coach? When you look at the way that the team was able to shut down Malawi, I mean, what are some of the positives that you take from this one?
Quels sont les positifs que tu as pris sur le match comme les enfants ont essayé d'arrêter l'attaque de Malawi?
Bon, je crois que tout dépend aussi de la préparation. Je n'ai pas eu beaucoup de temps à préparer mon équipe. J'ai eu du mal à préparer, mais ce n'est pas du réserve. Moi, je respecte le football de Malawi, donc je crois qu'ils ont mérité leur victoire. L'arbitre a été bon, il n'y avait pas des injustices au terrain. Maintenant, je vais essayer de relever la défi sur le match prochain. Voilà, c'est tout.
Okay, looking at Malawi, as I said in the beginning, we have to respect them, and I know them. We played with them last year, I'm not very much disappointed with my boys' performance. We know that, like I said, the mistake that we committed today, we try and rectify them, even though I didn't have much time to prepare my team as the way I wanted that football for you.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Francois Alia of the Comoros. And earlier on, he did even talk about just how they didn't want to become the weeping boys of the tournament. And of course, they at least tried to salvage whatever that they could from the game. Now, joining me, we do have the coach of Malawi, Coach Patrick. Coach, appreciate your time. For the duration of the games, you were standing up until that final moment when you could breathe after the goal. Tell us about how you're feeling.
Stressing. These kids, they can stress you. But anyway, what's important is to win. First games are always difficult. And I think they were a little bit nervous and things that the way we prepared, I couldn't expect them to perform this way. That's why I was excited. But also, it gives us homework as the coaches to go back and look into things that we did well and the things that we can improve. But so far, so good. We just need to be clinical in the third entry. Finishing was not good enough, but organization was good, more especially at the defense. Though last minute a little bit, the keeper was not a little bit on top of his game, and but a win, I think it's important. But to give us confidence to go for the next game.
As early as the first stanza of the game, you're already implementing a couple of changes with the tactical change, Coach. What is it that you were seeing that the team was not doing?
Look, we were stuck, more especially our wingers. I was not happy because we couldn't utilize the spaces behind them or a little bit keeping the ball or combine with the attackers. So I thought maybe it was better because if we put somebody a little bit, because he can do tactically better than other one. But it gives us a little bit also advantage when we put him in, and it helps us. As you see, we get some crosses and we can keep the ball. We didn't lose the ball. So I think it helps us, those changes.
Coach, congratulations. First win under your belt. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coach Patrick Mabedi of Malawi just giving us his analysis on the 90 minutes that was. Well, they've opened the group now, and that is Malawi Group B with the 1-0 victory over the Comoros, and we will have two games from two different groups. The defending champions Zambia, who will be here in action against Namibia, and over at the other stadium it will be a Group C clash between Angola as well as Eswatini. And this is how things look. Because of Malawi getting that all-important victory, they do go top of the group. Namibia and Zambia yet to battle it out here at the Wolfson Stadium. The Comoros, they have slumped down to 4th position after this particular defeat. What a performance. You really need to give it to them, rather, and that is the Comoros. They put up a gutsy performance, but it was not to be, as they could not fight up until the end. While it is for the Young Flames that will soldier on with a victory that they got in their first game. 2 more games that will follow for them. Same can be said for the Comoros, but it will be interesting to see how it is that the group will unveil itself. Well, do join us a bit later on for a second build-up, as we'll be building up to that particular clash, and it is going to be Zambia up against Namibia.